Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Shaq Reacts titled "Man Runs Away After Single Mother Brings Her Kids to a Date," which honestly is the only reasonable thing to do when faced with a stunt like that. Today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comment, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Then pulled up here. I already done told him that I was not going on a date. He wanted me to go on a date. I told him that I needed my hair and my nails done. My toes, they already done, as you can see. My hair's not done, my nails not done. I don't know what type of lady he think I am, but I told him that I wasn't coming, and he still pulled up. Why would you show up here? And I told, do you have my money?
Money for what?
Thank you for the flowers. Does it look like I'm ready to go on a date? I told you when you DM'd me that you needed to have.
If your date is complaining that her hair and nails aren't done for a date, then it's clear that she has no interest in you and only what you can do for her. If she was genuinely interested, she wouldn't be demanding money. It's really that simple.
Me in order first. How am I gonna go on a date? My hair's not done, my nails is not done. Like what's going on?
Now this man is just an absolute gentleman, went out of his way to go pick her up and even brought her flowers. And instead of her showing any appreciation, she decides to blast him on social media for not paying for everything. But let's see what he does at the end of the clip.
I mean, I'm just trying to check you out. What are we talking about? Thought we were going out. Come on, you look good to me. You look good.
No, I don't look good.
You look good. Come on, Ray.
I don't look good to myself.
You look good. What you sold?
To myself.
What you want?
I want my hair and my nails done.
Why you got them done?
This woman just told on herself. She wants her hair and nails done for herself, not to try and look good for him. Even when he says that she looks fine, she's not having it. She wants a spa day on his dime, nothing more.
We just met.
I don't care if we met today. That's your job. But you want
How much is it?
$250.
$250. You gonna go out?
And then after I go get my hair and my nails done, yeah. $250. Okay, I gotta call them and make sure that I can get an appointment, and then right here.
The only acceptable reaction to this situation is to drive away. This woman just demanded money while shaming him online and is now shocked that he's waiting for the date that will never happen. This is why you never simp.
Yeah, you want me to wait, ain't you?
How you think that they about to be able to do my hair and nails right now?
You gonna be sitting there waiting. I'll be right here.
Yeah, I am just absolutely disappointed. I'm not sure why he still wants to wait for a woman like this. Now, yes, sure, he's very sweet, but guess what, guys? He's a simp. Men like this need to put their foots down and realize when they're getting disrespected and used up. A woman who truly likes you and finds you attractive won't be demanding these kind of things from you. They'll be trying their best to also be seeing you as well.
If a woman is demanding that you act like an ATM, then honestly, she is not worth your time. She has already made it clear that she's going to disrespect him. It's honestly better to just ignore these women than get disrespected.
Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3 canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food.
Gentlemen, please stop messing around with women like this, and please stop reproducing with women like this. I'm not sure who's giving her 7 kids.
What's really disgusting is how she's bragging about using her money to buy candy and unhealthy snacks. She's not willing to put in any effort to make sure her kids are getting the proper nutrition they need to grow, but she'll always make sure she has garbage for herself.
I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know, the bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that. I paid and it's fine.
These women love to pretend to be victims because they were expected to pay for their end of the dinner bill. If a woman is about to break into tears over having to pay for her dinner, then her priorities are so out of whack. She was clearly just trying to use this guy.
And then after I was honest and I just said it, like, I don't know, because I said, like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And like, to me, that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. when he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards, he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah.
She thinks a man buying her an overpriced meal is somehow a gesture of how he feels about her. No, the gesture is the actual date. He wanted to get to know her, and she made it clear that she's only interested in him for his money. It's really no wonder, guys, why she's already accumulating the cats.
And then I texted him after, and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of...
Yeah, right away after she told me that the guy wanted to split the bill, I could already figure out that this man was just not interested in her. And judging by how he ghosted her after the text message, it pretty much solidified that reason. Now, usually what I see is a man doesn't really want to pay for the entire bill unless he actually gets a vibe going on in the date. And he could kind of see himself going on a second one. But if this man knows there's not going to be a part 2 to the date,
that guy clearly wanted to get out of there with minimal headaches. The second he realized she was getting lippy over the dinner bill, he wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. He knows a low-value woman when he sees one.
He's not going to want to pay for the first one.
Yeah, a few months ago now, I think it is.
So what happened? Because no one knows. And everyone's wondering.
She wanted to get that deal. Basically. It came down to he just doesn't agree or like doesn't support like lifestyle, which like I don't hate on him for that. I understand it. I think honestly like the average person would like kind of like see something against it, and he just couldn't deal with it. But it's just like he couldn't deal with like being tagged and stuff on Twitter.
There is no point getting with a spicy content creator. All they will do is ruin your life and humiliate you to your friends, family, and everyone else around you. It's best to just leave them alone to face the consequences of their actions by themselves.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
When I like someone, I have to...
Her boyfriend edits her videos.
No, he doesn't.
That's crazy. No, but he just couldn't... It just ended basically because I was upset that I was like, you knew who I was when you started dating me. So like, why are you kind of like now like turning your back and be like, actually, I can't handle this after you got in a relationship with me.
Yeah,
so.
They hate us for the reasons they love us. Always.
Yeah.
He probably tried to convince himself that her profession wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't until he got more and more exposure to that dark world that he realized that he couldn't handle it. And she hasn't any right to be upset at him for that. It's a reasonable response to an unreasonable lifestyle.
Yeah. Ryan's single, by the way, everyone.
It's probably because the man just found you attractive initially, thought he can deal with it, but then slowly over time, as he had more feelings for you, he realized that this is not something he can accept. Also, this woman actually kicked out this man and threatened to kick him out after every single little fight. Just check it out.
Really think about it and just go back to crushing it.
I'm gonna go back to crushing it too.
What is your... You go back to crushing it, I'm gonna go invite a few girls here tonight.
And me back on the streets is a lot scarier. Right. Back on the streets.
I don't even give a fuck. You go do you.
You're in my house.
You begged me to be here.
Any woman who is willing to openly disrespect you on the internet is not worth your time. She's addicted to drama and subscriber counts. She doesn't have a kind bone in her body. She sacrificed all of that for money and infamy.
You want me to leave? We'll throw this house party, we'll trash this place, then we'll be out in the morning.
And I'll sue you.
You asked me to be here. Made me so mad. I'm gonna let her do her thing. I'm not getting her business anymore.
Yeah, this man is absolutely correct for doing this. Willing to be disrespected by a woman like this, who also wants to increase her body count, and who also just wants to kick him out for any reason. Thank God he moved on.
He's so happy. How do I tell him I lost feelings?
He's so happy. How do I tell him I lost feelings in person? And I hope he leaves you for this, you.
How about instead of you sharing this with the world and on TikTok, you just tell him to his face, not embarrass him.
These women would rather be miserable than try to do any work to make the situation better. They put the burden of their happiness squarely on the man's shoulders and then blame him when they refuse to try and be happy.
I am Ukrainian and this is my car. I am Ukrainian and this is my church. I am Ukrainian and this is my bridge. I am Ukrainian and this is my gas station. I am Ukrainian and this is my school. We are Ukrainians and of course air alert sounds 10 times per day. We are Ukrainians and we spend half of the night in the bomb shelter.
She is nowhere near the Ukrainian war zones, and yet she acts like she's a victim of war crimes. Nobody is buying it, madam.
We are Ukrainians, and the whole world think that it's so unfair to help our country. We are Ukrainians, and we donate to army every day.
So apparently this woman acts like she's a huge supporter of Ukraine, but reality is, she's just an OnlyFans chick trying to use this as publicity for more clicks and views for her OnlyFans page.
There are people who are literally suffering in that war, and she's trying to use that suffering to drum up more subscribers. That's just incredibly disrespectful and shameful. I'm sure this woman has made her father proud.
Expo! What a complete disgrace to your own country. She is just an absolute embarrassment, using the war for just clicks and views.
Fresh face out of the shower, your natural face. You can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? 1 to 10?
A 6.
Okay. A 6 is right above average. A 5 is average, right? If you're average to cute looking, if you're below average health, from a weight standpoint.
Kevin Samuels didn't pull any punches as far as I understand, but at the same time, he didn't feel the need to reach for the lowest hanging fruit by calling these women names. You have to admit it is commendable how he took the time to choose his words carefully when on an even playing field.
And you have 2 children. Overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average?
Average.
Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are.
I see millionaires with average women all the time.
They don't have big chest tattoos either. And 2 other kids.
A modern woman will always call any woman that has a guy ugly or average looking. It's not an objective statement as much as it is just a shield for her extremely fragile ego. That's why she'll always talk smack about these women on social media.
Let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man?
That's a fair point, but the problem is that even when she's trying to display some modesty or even humility, it's clear that she wants to make the same arguments as the others. She thinks because she saw average, quote-unquote, women with millionaires, she shouldn't be settling for men in her league. She's just not as loud as the other ones.
You said, so I should just settle for an average guy, and I'm like, you're an average woman. Why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
Now this may be an unpopular opinion, but honestly guys, this woman compared to all the other women that this man has criticized is actually one of the best ones. She's silent, she isn't arguing or barking back. Not only that, she also didn't rate herself too high. A lot of the women usually say, hey, I think I'm like a 9 or a 10. But this woman isn't shooting for the stars, so I'll at least give her credit for that.
I would much prefer the idea of being with a man who doesn't have everything and working with him and building with him so that he gets everything and that he becomes everything he wants to be, with me by his side and with me supporting and helping him. That idea is so much more attractive to me, and that idea is so much more appealing to me than me just going after a guy who already has everything, because why on earth should I feel like I deserve that?
These women are not interested in suffering. They are not willing to work alongside a man and show him support. They want to reap the benefits and then take him to the cleaners with a divorce. That's why they'll always skew their perception of reality to try and make themselves look more supportive than they actually are.
What would make me deserve that more than any other person?
This mindset is very unique, and honestly, this is every single man's dream. Do you think men don't want to experience this as well? Of course we do, but majority of women don't.
Does your man have to tell you no before you start asking your side guy?
Off the one, baby. You ain't gonna do it, somebody else will.
What?
One time. Once.
You tell me no one time, I'm asking my side. Boom.
One time.
Not even one time.
What? The first time? We out.
The first time.
One. Once.
It's interesting how women are totally justified in not taking no for an answer when it comes to men and bedroom fun. And yet, if the situation was reversed, then that man must respect every single one of her boundaries. If it wasn't for their double standards, oftentimes these people wouldn't have any standards at all.
Tell me no once is not even existent. Negative once. You can never tell me no. I will get it myself and I will leave you so fast. What you mean no?
Yeah, I'm not sure why these 1s and 2s are giving their opinions like they actually have second options. They don't. I promise you they have nobody else on the roster, and that's exactly why they're out at the nightclub.
job, my brother. We rocking with
Yeah, once a man realizes how hard it is to earn money, he becomes extra selective with who he spends it on.
Modern women really do not care how a man makes his money. In her eyes, it doesn't matter. His money is hers to spend, and she couldn't care less about how much he had to suffer in order to get there.
Dallas. And how old are you? 26, right?
I'm 26.
Okay, and you have 7 kids and one on the way?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, and you're pregnant?
Yes.
So are you pregnant? How many men?
How many baby daddies do I have?
Yes.
Child's fathers do I have?
Yes.
4.
4. So you're currently pregnant and you have a 1-year-old. Is that by the same man?
Yes. No, the one that I'm pregnant by.
There just comes a point where a modern woman should just throw in the towel and accept that no man is willing to deal with her. And if you have 7 kids with 4 different fathers, then you are far past that particular point.
Yeah, there's really some clips that I watch and I'm like, yeah, this clip kind of just speaks for itself. You don't need my opinion to add any value to it. There's no explanation needed. You already know exactly why this woman's still single.
How many of you guys think that she's immediately blaming the guy for not being able to activate his water jetpack? I can only imagine the amount of delusion that's hanging out in that particular comment section.
Yeah, this definitely isn't false advertising, but there should definitely be a weight limit on this thing.
Ask the ladies to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say I'm a 10.
10.
10. 10.
I'm a 10 and every girl here is a 10.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
How many genders are there? There are multiple genders.
It's funny how this person is trying to look and act masculine with the tank top, the beard, and the chain, but the second that mouth is opened, we already know everything we need to know about this individual.
Give me a number. I would say at least 5.
Okay.
Men, women, they, theirs, transgender. That's, wait. Yeah, 5.
Okay.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
How many genders are there?
An infinite amount. We all deserve to be alive. No question about it. We all get the privilege of being alive.
Did anybody else notice how blatantly that question was dodged? The question wasn't whether or not people have the right to live. It was a straightforward question, but these people would rather avoid giving a straightforward answer because deep down, they know it's all absurd.
Yeah, in my opinion, these men are just going through a mental disability. I really believe deep down they don't actually think there's this many genders out there. This is just a current trend that's going on for the next 10 years.
I have a master's in public administration, and I have a law degree.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single.
I'm sorry?
How much do you weigh?
Who, me? I weigh 200.
Okay, so
she led her description with her educational accolades and not on her looks. She knows her weight is an issue, but she tried desperately to avoid it in the hopes that Kevin wouldn't pick up on it. That doesn't work with Kevin, I don't think.
all right, let me let you get your big up off my show because I don't do this.
You gotta love how she was so happy to say that she's a lawyer. Do you really think men care about that kind of stuff? No, we actually choose beauty over a woman's profession any day.
If you are seeing a girl and she is going out in these mini skirts or these really low cut shirts and you're just like borderline not appropriate, but she's going out and she's dating you, but she's going out wearing something like that, to me that's a blatant disrespect to you.
If a woman is willing to do that to a man, then she cares more about her pleasure and her fun than she does about the sanctity of the relationship. If she respects her man, then she will do him the courtesy of dressing modestly and making responsible decisions.
Now it's different if she's going out wearing that stuff with you and you're okay with it and you think she looks attractive, like, well, she's with you, so it doesn't matter. But if she's doing that and you're not out with her, it's clearly a cry for attention and attention from guys, and she's gonna get it.
I'm not sure why we gotta break down this concept about why women should be dressing up like they're single.
These women dress up like they are single because they want to act like they are single. They want the attention and to have the reckless fun while forcing a man to stay faithful to her. She's not ready for a relationship and never will be with the way that she's behaving.
It's the same thing as a woman posting herself a lot on social media. Who do you think she's posting herself for? For you? Absolutely not. She could just send you that picture, but she decides to share it with the world because she's trying to get attention from other people.
I have, so I'm already putting the wings, those are gonna come from here. And then I have a spinach dip.
Spinach dip to go.
Buffalo sandwich to go.
Buffalo sandwich to go. Chicken tenders to go.
Yeah, that's all I have for now. I got 3 children, you know that.
You got 3 children?
Yeah, so I'm gonna order all this stuff.
It makes absolutely no sense how she expects a stranger to pay for the meals of her 3 kids. These women are supposed to be quote-unquote strong and independent, so they should have already been fed before she even went out on the date. That man is under no responsibility whatsoever to take care of her children.
Chicken tenders to go.
Yeah, that's all I have for now.
That's a lot to go. You might as well go. That's too much. I can't. And this is our first date. Ain't trying to be funny. This is our first date. I'm not taking care of your children. Am I crazy or she crazy? I mean, I'm just trying to, am I crazy or she crazy?
She's not trying to get it.
It's our first date. Do I supposed to take care of her children?
I'm not gonna
Look,
get him.
I don't care, man. Where you from? Look, I'm so sorry. We need to talk about it. We need to time out. Keep the other stuff we ordered, but we're going to time out on the 15 to go order.
Okay.
Ain't no had kids.
That man should have just gotten up and left after she tried to pull that stunt. At this point, she's not treating this man like a date. She's treating him like a food service that pays for her children. We know her priorities and she is not worth the time.
Yeah, be back. We got to talk about this.
So I just came across this, and this was a first date, and this woman who has RBF right here was trying to order 10 to-go meals for her 3 kids because she didn't want to cook tomorrow, and she was on a date, and she felt like because she was on a date that the man should provide for her and her kids because the kids and her are a package deal, remember?
There are plenty of men out there who don't want to cook, clean, or go to work the next day, but they do it because they are expected to do it and they need to. We're not expecting some random woman to cover that for us the first day, but I suppose it's different when they do it. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.